Hello everyone, Chris Assis here, and today we're going to be working on dancing with someone who is a lot shorter than us. So the exercises though would apply when we're experiencing the exact opposite, because sometimes that's also quite challenging when the other person is a lot taller than us. So, these two work together. It's a continuation of what we were working on last week. So, last week, we were working on how to keep our posture, even though we need to bend our knees because we are a lot taller than our partner and we want to meet them halfway. So, oftentimes, when we bend our knees, we tend to lose our posture. Then all the things that we've learned and all these tips, the posture tips that we have, start kicking in. And then we block our body in a specific position. And one thing is pulling one way and the other thing is pulling another way. And generally, things are not working out all that well. So if you haven't seen that video, please do so before trying this one out because they build on each other. And today we will be working on how to understand the size of the step. Remember, we are already in a position where our knees are bent. So what is a very common mistake is that we extend too far away, and our partner is actually making a shorter step. We're making a much bigger step, and then we end up with our body being pulled forward and our feet still too far away from our partner, and that creates a break in our lower back and a little bit of pain and dissatisfaction and tension and all these bad things. So that's what we're going to be working on. Please review last week's video and get ready for this week. Start with imagining that you have a little hole right there on your belly button, and that you can breathe in and then breathe out through that hole, filling up your body with air with every breath through that spot. Though that spot might not be the exact spot that you have contact with someone who is a lot shorter than you. So if you have experienced that, place your hands at the spot where you have contact with your partner. If not, though, this is approximately where you would be. But I want you to start breathing in and breathing out as if the hole was tiny, like a little keyhole. And then as you go, expand and make it really big. See, reposition your hands if you want to feel that this hole now is as big as your waist. And you're breathing in and bringing all this air in and then breathing out through that big funnel. So you want to go smoothly from one to the other, from the tiny hole to this big funnel, not to go from one to the next. Find all these fine levels in between and notice the subtle differences. For those who are usually experiencing the opposite problem, your partner being a lot taller than you, I want you to do the same thing, starting from a different spot further up from the diaphragm. Tiny, tiny little hole. You breathe in and you breathe out from that tiny hole. A little bit of touch, that little bit of pressure coming from ourselves can help our mind focus on the spot that we know connection usually happens with our partners. So that's why I want you to use your hands and not just imagine. Make the circle, the funnel here bigger too, just like before. Imagine that it's growing, there's a growing hole in your that's taking over your whole sternum. Breathe in and feel your hands being pressed by the air, and then feel that there's something going out through that spot. It's very important to have the touch, very important, because it gives you feedback. So we're gonna match our breath with our steps. So here we're starting with a tiny step. So you imagine you have a tiny little hole. You breathe in through there and breathe out. And I want you to notice when you're breathing in relation to when you're stepping. Take your time. You can go slower than me. You don't have to match my rhythm. But I want you to find the exhales and the inhales in relation to your steps, in terms of size, in terms of power, and in terms of timing. We will do the same thing going forward, but now the pressure is coming through the back. That does not mean that you forget of that tiny little hole at the front of your body. Connect your mind to that spot. Still find your breath through that spot and allow it to lead you forward. A lot of times, especially because of height difference, we tend to fall back in our forward steps. We don't want that to happen. We either fall back with our upper body or slide under with our lower body. In both cases, it can create a lot of tension and even pain. So be aware of that. Still focus on that little tiny hole at the front of your body. Slightly bigger step, slightly bigger hole. Adjust your hands so they're not on a specific spot, but they're covering a little bit more space on your body. Make that hole now a little bit larger, almost like a funnel. And again, match the size, the power, and the timing. Another thing that oftentimes happens, especially when we're going forward, is that we feel we have not enough space. So we tend to stay back a lot with our feet, and our partner is already gone and we are still falling back, and that we're still left behind actually, and that can also cause a lot of tension. So not because your knee is bent and you need to keep that level, that you need to fall over your heel. You still want to find the weight over the middle of the foot, and your breathing can help you do that, can help you define your axis with every step that you take. Bigger step, bigger breath. So you can see now my hands are basically on my side, but still have them a little bit in front of you so you can push. In all of these three cases, you want to use your hands. You want to lead yourself through this step. It's not just there for balance, it's there to lead you back or forward. So use your hands to connect the touch, the power of a push or a pull with the breath and the size of the step. And for the end, we're going to put everything together. A small step, a bigger step. See how my hands adjusted? A even bigger step. Funnel your breath through your hands, from your hands, through your body, into the legs. Power up those steps. And do the same thing going forward. Tiny, a little bit bigger, take your time, don't rush, and an even bigger step. So this is it for today. I want you to really try to work with this drill. It's very simple, but you'll see that it's not easy. It's really straightforward, and even if you don't have any height difference problems with your partners, um, this is a very powerful drill because it will help you connect your movement with your breathing and the power that you need for your steps as a leader, meaning the power that you need to generate to lead your partner, and but also as a follower and as any dancer, how much power does your body really need to generate to create a step? Because sometimes, most of the times, we overdo it and we have this extra energy that needs to go somewhere, and that somewhere is usually not in a good place. So it's usually held in, and it comes out as tension, and it creates a little bit of a bad feeling in our dance. So even if you don't have trouble with your height trouble with your partner, this is a really powerful drill to help you understand energy, power, and movement. So I hope you'll enjoy it, and send me your questions, feedback, any comments if you tried this in the practicas and milongas of anywhere you are in the world. So looking forward to hearing from you. Till next week.